heading now to Chelsea, where the departure of Andreas Christensen to Barca and, of course, Antonio Rudiger to Real Madrid on free transfers have opened up a huge gap in that backline. And it's a hole Thomas Tuchel needs to fill ahead of the campaign if they are to push for the Premier League and beyond that, look to recapture the title they lost last season. We're talking about their tag as European champions, the UEFA Champions League. But, you know, the task could be made even more arduous and, of course, even more Herculean if they don't get defenders to show up and, of course, men quality to show up that back line. And names that are popping up from the papers we hear: Nathan Ake, a former Chelsea man, went to Bournemouth, returned to Chelsea intermittently, and then finally left for Manchester City, we understand. And the other is 31-year-old Senegalese centre-back, plays club football for Serie A side. We're talking Napoli. Kalidou Koulibaly is his name. Quality names, and if they potentially join, what exactly are they bringing, you know, to the former European champions?
So, right, I'll start like this. You know, Chelsea saw an exit of two key players in the team, the defenders, particularly Rudiger.
Key,
of course. Well, one key player, Rudiger, of course, and then Christensen leaving. And then you look at the fact that who's coming in, Kalidou Koulibaly coming in potentially to replace Rudiger. Koulibaly, since he joined Napoli in 2014, has had the most tackles as a defender. That's around, I think, around 344 tackles as a defender. So he comes in as a perfect replacement for Rudiger. I mean, Chelsea needed a no-nonsense defender to fill in Rudiger's position.
He walks into the starting lineup.
Right, he walks in, right, definitely.
So you will potentially talk about a partnership of a 30-year-old Thiago Silva and, of course, a 31-year-old Kalidou Koulibaly. What does that say in terms of pace in that back line, and considering the fact that this is the Premier League?
Well, I think, right, one thing that Tuchel over the years have always prioritized experience in that back line. From his time at Dortmund, he always wanted, you know, experienced defenders. Mats Hummels, you know, at that time. Then we're talking, you know, Lucas Spitzek, who was around 30 at that time. He went to Juventus. You know, he was Marquinhos. You know, he was, you know, players like Presnel Kimembe was a little younger then. But I think he's one coach that likes experience at that back line because he knows what experience would do.
Thiago Silva as well.
Thiago Silva as well. You know, so I think he's come to Chelsea. Of course, he's prioritized experience. You look at, you know, Koulibaly, 31. He's one defender. He's a known-as defender. You know, in the mode of Rudiger, aggressive at some point, makes those tackles, covers up, you know, opponents and all of that. So he comes in, you know, fills in Rudiger's position. I think I've got problems with Nathan Ake only because of his injury concerns. He's a fine defender. I take nothing away from him, but I think he's not a player that will guarantee you 30 games a season.
Maybe that's why he's a backup defender, or seen as potential backup.
Well, a backup defender for over 40 million pounds, right? I think that to me it's outrageous because we're sending a backup defender. It should be, you know, maybe in the mode of 10 million pounds, probably a youngster. We're bringing in somebody who you are not sure of his consistency for him is a problem, you know. But I'm looking forward to how things will turn out.
How much was Kepa Arrizabalaga bought for?
72. Well, Kepa first up, you know, was a goalkeeper, and then secondly, you know, he's not about injury concerns.
Yeah, well, where's he ended up now?
Well, unfortunately for him,
it's a backup.
Form has dropped and all of that. But I don't think Chelsea didn't sign him to come as a backup defender.
Yeah, but he ended up as a backup anyway.
Well, he's still.
George Mendy is the first choice goalkeeper at Chelsea Football Club.